What is up, everybody? Creatures of Darkness coming at you today with an obscure masterpiece. Today, we're talking about Brimstone, the short lived, absolutely amazing supernatural series. Brimstone was a short lived television program which aired on the Fox network from about October of 1998 to about February of 1999. Now, it only spanned a total of about 13 episodes, but they were 13 of the most well written and amazing episodes that you could ever possibly watch. Um, it makes you want to watch more of the series, but unfortunately, we only got 13 episodes. Now, the series was produced by Cyrus Voss and Ethan Riff, which is a screenwriting team that still works together to this day, and they're also known for their work on the Tales for the Crypt movie Demon Knight. Now, this premise was really cool, and it was just kind of something that was unusual, and definitely not a premise that we would see today on television. That is for sure. Now, Peter Horton plays a former police detective named Ezekiel Stone in the series. And Stone tracked down the man who basically had raped his wife. His wife was raped. And instead of arresting him, he murders the rapist in cold blood. So 2 months later, after that, Detective Stone himself was killed by a drug dealer that he was trying to arrest. And he was sent to hell for the crime of murder. Because, as the devil puts it, the guy that he killed was a rapist, not a murderer. So it didn't give him the right to murder the rapist. So we see that Detective Stone gets sent to hell. Now, uh, he encounters the devil there, which is played by John Glover, who masterfully betrays the devil, and just an amazing portrayal of the devil, just a hilarious portrayal. And the devil offers him a second chance at redemption, at life on earth. He offers him the chance to win back his soul. But in order to do this, Detective Stone has to return the captured, or I'm sorry, has to return the escaped 113 lost souls that have escaped from hell. And the lost souls can only be returned to hell by shooting or stabbing them in both eyes, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. So just an amazing premise. The thought that, you have souls that have escaped from hell, and the devil gives this guy a second chance at life, but he has to return the souls to hell. Just a good premise altogether. So Brimstone premiered on the Fox network, like I think I've already said that, but Brimstone was paired on Friday night with the TV show Millennium from the X-Files creator Chris Carter. Now, Brimstone does an amazing job of melding the aspects of police procedural mystery with supernatural horror, and it's something that we really don't see a lot in today's television. Brimstone really paved the way for shows like Supernatural, which we would get much later, and wound up having 15 seasons. Um, the chemistry between Peter Horton and John Glover was just amazing. John Glover was actually just supposed to be the devil in the pilot. He was only supposed to show up in the pilot episode. But the writers loved him so much, they fought Fox to basically keep him as the devil in the series. And I'm so glad that he returned in the series, because Detective Stone is such a serious character. And John Glover's portrayal of the devil is so silly and funny, but also dark, too. He can do some evil things in these episodes. So I'm glad that we get those two to play off of each other. It's good to see a serious character and a silly character playing off of one another, and the dark humor in the show is really just on point. Great job with that. But the devil does some evil things in these episodes. Like, there's a girl, she's a young girl, and the devil's pretending to be a school counselor, And the devil basically tells her like she should go be a hooker and a stripper, like to earn money to go to college. And she basically does that. And Detective Stone is there, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And the devil's basically like, "Oh, I'm just corrupting young minds." So he just does like evil stuff like that. And some of the humor in the show um, was that Detective Stone wants a car. You know, he needs a car to get around. So the devil gives him this just piece of crap car, this junk car. And Detective Stone has trouble with it all throughout the episode. And finally, at the end of the episode, Detective Stone shoots it in both headlights and sends it back to hell, which is just hilarious, by the way. Um, Now, I really liked the romantic aspect of this series. Like, Detective Stone is still in love with his wife, but he's been in hell for 15 years, right? So he's been gone since the early 80s, and this takes place in 98. So his wife is kind of moved on. So he has to deal with the fact that his wife has moved on. And of course, he's super upset about it because to him, time moves different in hell, apparently. And so to him, it just happened recently, but to her, it's been 15 years. So she's moving on with her life, and he's forced to kind of watch that. And he has to keep his distance from her because he can't let her know that he's walking the earth because he's technically dead, right? Um, so just a great premise there. Now the pilot episode was an absolute masterclass in how you do a pilot. It was actually supposed to be a movie. Brimstone was pitched as a movie, and it very easily could have been one, because in the pilot episode, there's this creepy priest who's played by Peter Woodward, and just Peter Woodward does an amazing job because the priest is super creepy, and he sees the four beasts, okay, of the apocalypse in the face of children. But the catch is that these children have to be in heaven to start the apocalypse, according to Revelations 6:1. And so this Peter guy, basically, like, he was actually originally killed in the 1886. He was hung for killing children. And but he's returned from hell. And the longer somebody's in hell, the more powers and the more supernatural stuff that they actually have. So, because Detective Stone has only been in hell for 15 years, he doesn't really have any powers. So, he's really up against it with this creepy child killing priest. And just an amazing pilot. I mean, it could have been a movie. It really could have been a movie, but it would have been a great movie too. I would have definitely watched it. But yeah, that's our pilot episode, and of course, Detective Stone eventually dispatches of the evil priest. He shoots his eyes out and sends him back to hell. And so just a great pilot. I really can't recommend the pilot enough. Now, another cool thing about this show is the names of each of the escaped souls from hell are written as tattoos on Detective Stone's body in the devil's own script. But every time that Detective Stone sends one of the damn souls back to hell, the name of that escapee is burned off of his flesh, which I thought was a really interesting premise. One of the problems with this show and why it didn't do so good back in the day was Fox, which they are notorious for doing this to every show, by the way. At least back in the 90s and the early 2000s, they were airing the episodes out of order. And Fox network president Peter Roth was really enthusiastic about Brimstone. Like, he really loved the premise, he really loved the idea of the show, and he wanted to promote it like highly on a Tuesday night, which apparently Tuesday night was their most popular night at the time. Now, unfortunately, he had to resign before the premiere of the show, and the new president, Doug Herzog, supposedly wanted to overhaul the network, I guess, away from drama and like go to like more comedy and reality shows, which, oh my god, you guys remember the horrible reality shows we got in the late 90s and early 2000s? Yeah, well, you guys can kick this guy's ass because he was responsible for that. Really, he started that trend. But anyway, because he kind of shifted the focus of the Fox network, um, what really happened was Brimstone was stuffed away on Friday night, which was not a good ratings night. And they had almost no promotion on TV commercials or anything like that. And unfortunately, it led to its cancellation shortly before the filming of its 14th episode. It's a real shame. And Fox Network is notorious for destroying amazing shows. I wish this TV series could have been on like Sci-Fi Network or something like that. Something that would have gave it more of a, a ratings boost, or put it on a serious TV night, or even promoted it. Just promote the show a little bit. But Doug did not want to do that. Now, the real shame of this series is that it was so great, yet we only got 13 episodes. And the fact that a 13 episode show from 1998 is still remembered so fondly as a classic, a cult classic today, really tells us a lot about how good the show really was. Now, in 2008, we were supposed to get a DVD release, but for whatever reason, I don't know what reason, it never happened. Now, still here in 2026, we don't have a DVD release. Now, there are other ways to watch this show. You guys can get creative on the internet and watch the show. But I really wish we had an official release, but unfortunately, we don't. And that's a real shame because this show is beautiful. The way it was filmed, and the way it looks still to this day holds up. And even some of the like the special effects, which they're from 1998, so you wouldn't think they would hold up very well. But because the show was a little dark, like the picture was a little darker, believe it or not, the special effects still hold up. But I really, really wish we had a official release to this show. But this show was definitely a masterpiece, and it didn't last nearly long enough. I wish we would have had at least a couple of seasons just to have fun with this show, just to have more fun. This is one of those series, especially with John Glover's portrayal as the devil and him just having as much fun on the screen as you can possibly have playing a character. This is just one of those shows that you just want to watch just more of. But unfortunately, we only got 13 really, really good episodes. And if you've never watched it, I highly recommend that you check it out. But anyway, that has been all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, take care of yourselves and peace.